Hello everyone, I welcome you all in my YouTube channel. In this video, we will look into Election Commission of India MCQs. These MCQs are relevant for all the government exams. Let's start with question number 1. Which of the following article of the Indian Constitution deals with the Election Commission of India? So the correct option will be option number B, that is Article 324 of the Constitution deals with Election Commission of India. So B is the correct option, that is Article 324. Now let's move to question number 2. Election Commission of India is a, so it is a correct option is option A, that is constitutional body. So constitutional bodies are those bodies which are mentioned in the constitution. So Election Commission of India is a constitutional body. Other examples are UPSC and even State Election Commission and CAG. These are the constitutional body. So A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 3. The right to vote in India is a, so the correct option will be option number B, that is right to vote in India is a legal right. So as per the Supreme Court judgment in year 2009, now Supreme Court stated that right to vote in India will be a legal right. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 4. Every year National Voters Day is celebrated. It is celebrated on which date? So the correct option will be option number C, that is every year it is celebrated on 25th of January. So on 25th of January, Election Commission of India was established. So to mark this only, National Voters Day is celebrated, and it is first celebrated in the year 2011. Now this year's theme was nothing like voting, I vote for sure. So please remember this fact. Now let's come to question number 5. In which year did Election Commission of India came into force? So it came into force in the year 1950. So D is the correct option, that is 1950. Now let's move to question number 6. The position of Chief Election Commissioner of India is equal to, so it is equal to, correct option is option D, that is Chairman of UPSC. So in the list of presidents, Chief Election Commissioner of India is equal to the Chairman of UPSC. D is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 7. Which of the following are the functions of the Election Commission of India? So first we will look into the statements. Look into statement A. Statement A: to conduct elections for the post of Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha and the Chairperson of Rajya Sabha. This statement is a correct statement because in the question it is asked that what are the functions of Chief of the Election Commission of India. So among the functions given in the Constitution, the one function is that they will look into the elections of Speaker, Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha and the Chairperson of Rajya Sabha. A is the correct statement. Now when it comes to statement B, we will look into it. To conduct elections for the municipality and municipal corporation. Now this statement is incorrect because this is not the function of Election Commission of India. It is looked by the State Election Commission of India. So B is an incorrect statement. Now when it comes to statement C, to make a decision on all the doubts and disputes arising from the election, this is a correct statement because all the disputes, all the doubts related to the election, related to the political parties are looked upon by the Election Commission of India. So A and C is the correct statement. So the correct option will be option number 2, that is option A and C. So A and C is the correct statements. Now let's move to question number 8. On the basis of which committee's recommendation, minimum voting age was reduced to 18 years of age? So earlier the minimum voting age was 21, and with the recommendation of Tarkunde committee, this was reduced to 18 years of age. So the correct option is option C, that is Tarkunde committee. This committee was formed in the year 1975 and the recommendations of this committee was implemented in the year 1989. And one of the other recommendation of this committee was to make Election Commission of India a three-member body, which means that there will be a one chief election commissioner and two other election commissioner. So this committee also given this suggestion also. So please remember the fact. Now let's come to question number 9. Which of the following is not related to the election commission? So first we will look into the statements. Statement A, to issue notification of election. This statement seems to be correct because notifications are not issued by the Election Commission of India. It is issued by the President of India. When it comes to statement B, it says to distribute election symbol. Now this is a function of Election Commission of India to distribute election symbol. Also when it comes to statement C, it says to settle the validity of elections. It is also correct because this is the function of Election Commission of India. And statement D, to conduct elections peacefully. Now this is also one more function of Election Commission of India. In the question it is asked which is not the function related to the Election Commission. So the correct statement will be statement A, that is to issue notification of election. It is issued by the President of India. For Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and for State Assembly it is done by the Governor of the state. So A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 10. An EVM means electronic voting machine includes. So EVM includes, correct option is option D, that is control unit and balloting unit. So through control unit you cast your vote, you give vote to the candidate, and control unit records those vote. So through balloting unit you give your vote and control unit records the vote. Now these two machines both are known as EVM. So please remember the fact, and these both the machines are manufactured by Bharat Electronics Limited, which is under Ministry of Defence, and Electronics Corporation of India Limited, which is under Department of Atomic Energy. Now let's move to question number 11. The Chief Election Commissioner and other two election commissioners are appointed by. So they are appointed by, the correct option is option D, that is President of India. So President of India appoints Chief Election Commissioners and other two election commissioners. So D is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 12. Consider the following statements, and looking to the statements we have to find out which of the following options will be correct. Now first we will look into statements. Into statement A, the Chief Election Commissioner can be removed from his office by the same procedure which applies in the case of the removal of the Supreme Court judge. Now this statement is a correct statement because Chief Election Commissioner being the important part of Election Commission of India, they can only be removed by the same way as we remove the Supreme Court judge. The tenure of Chief Election Commissioner is not defined in the Constitution of India. This is also correct because nowhere it's mentioned that what will be the tenure of the Chief Election Commissioner, at what age they will retire from the office. Now when it comes to statement C, the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners enjoy equal power but receive unequal salary. This statement is a incorrect statement because all the three enjoys the same power and have the same salary. So C is a incorrect statement. And when it comes to statement D, the Chief Election Commissioner is entitled to the same salary as is provided to the judge of the Supreme Court. So it is also correct. So the correct option will be, so correct statements are A, B and D. So A, B and D is the correct statement. So please remember this fact. Now let's move to question number 13. Now question number 13. Consider the facts given below. Let's look into the statement. Statement A, Sukumar Sen was the first Chief Election Commissioner of India. Statement B, Rama Devi was the first woman Chief Election Commissioner of India. So both the facts are correct, as Sukumar Sen was the first Chief Election Commissioner of India and V.S. Ramadevi was the first woman Chief Election Commissioner of India. So both the statements are correct. So the correct option will be option number 3, that is both A and B. So A and B is the correct statements. Now let's move to question number 14. Which of the following were having power to issue an electoral bonds? So right now electoral bonds are declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of India, but earlier State Bank of India can issue electoral bonds. So the power to issue electoral bonds lies with State Bank of India. So B is the correct statement, that is SBI, State Bank of India. Now let's move to question number 15. Who decides disputes regarding the disqualification of members of parliament? So when it comes to the disqualification of members of parliaments, it is decided by the President of India in consultation with the Election Commission. So D is the correct option, that is President in consultation with the Election Commission of India. And the MPs are disqualified as per the Article 103 of the Indian Constitution. So with the using the powers which are there in Article 103, President can disqualify a MP on certain grounds, and it can be done with the consultation of Election Commission of India. Now let's move to question number 16. Consider the following statements. Now first we will look into the statements. Statement A, the EVMs were first used in 1982 in the Kerala by-elections. Statement B, the EVMs were first time used in the general elections to the Assembly of Goa in 1999. Statement C, since 2014, EVMs have been used in all the general elections. So when it comes to statement A, it is correct because EVMs were first time used in India in the year 1982 in the by-election of North Perambur Assembly constituency in Kerala. Now when it comes to statement B, it is also correct because for the first time in a general election, EVM was used, and it was used during the Goa Assembly election in the year 1999. When it comes to statement C, it is also correct because after 2014, whatever the general election took place, whether it's a Lok Sabha election or a Rajya Sabha election or a state election, EVMs are only used by the Election Commission of India. So all the statements are correct. So the correct option will be option 4, that is all of the above. Now let's move to question number 17, and this is a UPSC previous year question. Now question number 17, if an election to a state legislative assembly, the candidate who is declared elected loses his deposit, it means that, so the correct option will be option number D, that is a very large number of candidates contested. So in a state legislative assembly, if you all know that before contesting the election, one needs to deposit certain amounts in the Election Commission of India, and if they are not able to get 1/6 of the vote, the deposits are not returned back to the candidates. So if it is doing so, it means that a large number of candidates are contesting the election, because after that the votes will get distributed. 1/6 of the votes are required in order to release the deposit. So D will be the correct option. Now let's move to question number 18. The decision to disqualify the person declared convicted by the court to contest the election has been made by, so the correct option is option number D, that is it is made by the parliament. And the name of the act is Representation of People's Act. So in that act it is mentioned that if someone is convicted for more than 2 years or more than 2 years by the court, he or she cannot contest the election, the Lok Sabha election. So this act was made by the Parliament. So the correct option will be option D, that is the Parliament. Now let's move to question number 19. The voters' age limit was reduced from 21 years to 18 years age for Lok Sabha and state legislature elections by, so the correct option will be option number C, that is it was done through 61st Amendment Act. So using 61st Amendment Act, the representation, the constitution was amended, and there it was made the provision that now the those people who are 18s or above 18, they can now participate in Lok Sabha and state legislature elections. So C is the correct option, and this was done basis of the Tarkunde committee report. So C is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 20. Which of the following statements regarding exit poll is correct? So now let's look into the statements. Statement A, exit poll is a term used to denote a post-election survey of voters regarding the candidates in whose favor they had exercised the franchise. Statement B, exit poll and opinion polls are one and the same. Statement C, exit poll is a device through which results of voting can be most exactly predicted. Statement D, exit poll is an administrative exercise made recently by the Chief Election Commissioner to prevent impersonation. So when it comes to the statements, the correct option will be option number A, that is exit poll is a term used to denote a post-election survey of voters regarding the candidates in whose favor they had exercised their franchise. So basically, you can through exit poll you can able to analyze that which party is going to come into power, and the candidate to whom you have given the vote, whether that candidate is going to win or not. These are the predictions which are made, and this is why it is known as exit poll. And exit poll is done after the after the voting is done, but opinion poll is made before the voting. So these are the differences. So please remember the fact A is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 21. Once a voter cast a vote through EVM, the VVPad connected with it shows a slip to the voter with the details of the candidate. This is shown for how much seconds? So the correct option will be option number B, that is 7 seconds. So it is shown for 7 seconds. Once you will cast the vote using the balloting unit, it will get noted in the control unit, and the slip will be visible in the VVPad for 7 seconds. In that slip there will be the symbol of the party, the name of the candidate, these things will be mentioned. So B is the correct option. Now let's move to question number 22. With reference to the Delimitation Commission, consider the following statements. Looking to the options, looking to the statements, you have to find out the correct option. Now first we will look into the statements. Statement A, the orders of the Delimitation Commission cannot be challenged in a court of law. So this is the correct statement. And when it comes to statement B, when the orders of the Delimitation Commission are laid before Lok Sabha or State Assembly, no modification can be made to the orders. This is also a correct statement. So the correct option will be option number 3, that is both A and B. Now Delimitation Commission is a commission, basically it includes former Supreme Court judge, Chief Election Commissioner or other 2 election commissioners, and some of the eminent personalities like the political parties, the political leaders. This commission is basically formed in order to redraw the boundaries of the constituencies, Lok Sabha constituency or state legislative constituencies. So when it comes to Delimitation Commission is formed by the Government of India, and the appointments of the members are done by the President of India. and the job is to redraw the borders of various state assemblies and Lok Sabha constituency based on the recent census. Till now in India, there is total 5 delimitation commission made. First was made in the year 1952, then in 1963, then in the year 1973. After that in 2002, and recently it's been made in 2020. So the delimitation commission of 2020 is established and is headed by the Supreme Court judge Ranjana Prakash Desai, and the job assigned to this delimitation commission of 2020 is to redraw the constituencies of Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland and Jammu and Kashmir. So I hope that you have understand regarding the delimitation, and the correct option will be option number B, that is both A and B. Option number 3. Now let's move to question number 23. Which of the following statements are correct? So first we will look into the options. Option A, statement A, the model code of conduct is a set of rules created by the Election Commission of India for political parties and candidates to follow. This is the correct statement. So model code of conduct is a set of guidelines which are made by the Election Commission of India, and they expect that the candidates and the political parties will follow those things, like bribery should not be there, freebies should not be there. These are the certain guidelines which are made by the Election Commission of India. Now when it comes to statement C, it says that it takes effect immediately after the election schedule is announced and ends after the end of voting in that area or constituency. This is an incorrect statement. Yes, it is correct, because the model code of conduct gets implemented once the Election Commission of India announces the dates of election, but it remains in force until and unless the results of the elections are declared. So B is a incorrect statement. So the correct option will be option number 1, that is only A. Now let's move to question number 24. The select committee who refers the name to the president for the appointment of chief election commissioners and other election commissioners shall include. So the correct option will be option number A, that is one cabinet minister. So recently the act was passed by the parliament where it says that there will be a committee formed before selecting for the selection of the chief election commissioners or election commissioner. In that committee there will be the Prime Minister of India, the leader of the opposition and one cabinet minister which is selected by the Prime Minister of India. So the correct option will be option A, that is one cabinet minister. Now let's move to question number 25 and the last question of this video. Elections to the office of president is conducted by. So election to the office of president is conducted by, correct option is option C, that is it is conducted by the Election Commission of India. So I hope that you have liked the video. Do subscribe the channel and please press the like button. Thank you.